This is the Tech Podcast Network. If it's tech, it's here. You're watching CES 2014 coverage of the Tech Podcast Network. TPN.TV partners include Dropcam.com and their newest cloud-based web cameras. Visit TPN.TV/Dropcam.
Mr. Perry Goldstein from MXL microphones. Now, I have a whole bevy of microphones that I can choose from. My main podcast microphone, an MXL 990.
Yes, I remember that. I think last year we had the same conversation.
Yes,
and I really appreciate that. What's interesting is that you're still using an XLR rather than a USB mic for podcasting. So obviously you're converting it over someplace.
I'm old school. I'm a musician first, a podcaster second. I understand. I understand. I can make life easier by switching to USB. But I got the cords run. I've got the mic set up, and I've got great mics.
Why mess with a good thing?
Exactly.
And the 990 is got to be one of the best selling condenser mics ever in the history of microphones.
Exactly. And you've changed that to the 770 series, right?
Well, no, the 990 is actually a model we do for one form of distribution. The 770, which has got a few little circuit changes, is different because in the world of electronics, you differentiate channels.
Yeah.
So you sell a little something to everybody different, you know?
Oh, yeah, because your voice is different from my voice, is different from Daniel's voice, as different from Sherry's voice, and so on and so forth.
But what's more important is people go to different places to buy their product, and so we have different products for different places where people go to buy. That's a huge that's a huge deal these days.
So tell me, what's brand new at MXL?
Well, so here's the thing that we're talking about the most. I don't know if you guys get a shot of that. I didn't bring.
We'll do that on that camera right
I didn't bring any of my samples today. Mobile media.
Okay.
And that's actually the name of our new line of mics. Mobile media, made to go into mobile devices, hand devices, tablets, not just the iPhone. Of course, the iPhone, but the
any smartphone, Windows, Android,
Amazon, the Kindle Fire.
Yeah.
I met somebody with the Kindle Fire yesterday, and we found that they take separate audio in as well. So what we've done is we've gone into the 1/8-inch jack, and that's a real important feature because that's universal. Now, it's analog, but we've done enough testing to know how well it works. By going in, and one thing we've done with our mics, by going into the 1/8 inch, you cover up your headphone jack. So we have Y adapters.
Okay.
So you can listen, and we know for a fact there's an app called Filmic Pro for the iPhone, and it's the only app I know that's got live audio monitoring. And live audio monitoring is huge because you're recording something. You need to listen not to the mic, but to the recording to make sure you got good sound. Imagine having a once-in-a-lifetime interview with Paul McCartney. You find out the mic wasn't working.
Oh, yeah.
You know, so...
Yeah. I've had that. We had it happen here a couple of years ago. So
yeah. So you've got to get that. So and we're encouraging software developers, app makers across the board to develop things for video and audio for the different devices with live audio monitoring, so you can get confirmation. But we're going past just video. So it's if you're using your iPhone or your tablet or whatever for video, and we do a press meeting every year at NAMM.
Okay.
And every year we see fewer and fewer cameras and more tablets.
Yeah.
But also we're making like a boundary mic. So if you're recording a college lecture, you don't need video. You just need audio. So that you're getting that. We have a stick mic for somebody using it for Skype. So wireless solutions. So mobile media for hand devices is going to be the largest growing category in microphones. Every year people get rid of their cameras and they use their tablets and phones.
Well, yeah, I mean, we have cameras, but we have cameras because we set up big production. Most people have gotten rid of their cameras because their mobile phones, 41 megapixels.
Yeah,
you can't go wrong with that.
Exactly. And now they're putting in image stabilization and like Filmic Pro, for instance, they have 24, 25, or 30 frames per second. So now you're able to do film quality stuff. The one thing the phones are not able to do is improve the audio on their own. They have an omnidirectional mic that's made for a conference call. So you put the phone down and it's picking us up. But that's not a shotgun mic if you need a shotgun. It's not going to do all the things you do for professional audio recording. People will put up with grainy video. They'll put up with shaky video, not centered.
Yep.
As soon as they can't hear, they shut it off.
Yeah, and that's amazing. Now, I mean, you've done some of that, right?
Yeah, and audio is really, like you're saying, one of the most important things for video. And what I'm wondering about is you've described kind of a couple microphones here. Are they dynamic, condenser? What's their recording pattern?
Well, most of them are electric, and they get their power from the phone themselves.
Okay.
Although, even our handheld is an electric mic, and the handheld, interestingly enough, is dual pattern, omni and cardioid.
Nice.
So, whatever you're doing, you can do. Each one has got its own polar pattern designed for that application. The boundary mic is 180 degrees, 25 feet in radius, so it'll pick up everybody in a conference area. So every single one of them has like a niche. We have a lavalier, and then you know what else is interesting, and we've been working on this experiment for a while with the wireless, because we're going 2.4.
Okay.
And not Bluetooth, RF. And the reason being is 2.4 RF is going to give you wider, frequency range, better dynamics than Bluetooth will. So we've decided that that's the direction we're going to go. But once you start getting into there's an inherent latency because that voice comes in after the video.
Okay.
So we're starting to experiment with how much latency is there, what's tolerable, what can be seen. If you're doing editing, you can always, sync them later.
Okay.
But there's a lot of people doing live where they're shooting it, it's going right up to YouTube.
Okay.
And it's got to be synced.
Yeah, and they don't, they like good audio, but if the audio is bad, they're still putting it up on YouTube.
And they don't care
because they've run and gun. Exactly, the singing with Paul McCartney. I want as many eyes on it as possible.
Exactly. So, and there's actually a whole show in Los Angeles called VidCon that's geared towards the YouTube maker. So there's a lot of that going around, and the one thing, they all need mics. So the thing that I've been saying about MXL for the last couple of years is we are going to take up every space at point of origin. So wherever there's an audio signal starting, we're going to be. The other line of mics that we're doing that's huge is our web conferencing mics for conference rooms. A pinhole mic on a webcam on top of the TV 20 feet from the first speaker just doesn't work. And we've found that our boundary mics, table boundary mics are huge, growing every year. So now we're getting into the wireless, so you don't have that wire running across the floor. And again, we're going 2.4 because I think it's a clean channel. When you're in the UHF right now, the FCC is taking a lot of frequencies away. And it's causing a big problem.
Yeah. They're doing what, the 600, 602 or something?
I think 6 to 8 is where they're going. And it's causing a problem for people that have been in that space for a long time. So we think 2.4 is clean, and it's pretty safe. So that's where we're going.
Well, we could talk about this for hours. I know we.
I'm looking forward to visiting your booth.
So
thank you.
Just stick around and we'll talk. No, you've got stuff to do. We got stuff to do, unfortunately. But we definitely got to get together and talk a little bit more about this.
Well, you know where to reach me.
Yeah, and where is that for people?
www.mxlmics.com. Write us, phone us. We're here.
Okay, sounds good. Well, Perry,
thank
you very much for being part of this, and check it out over at mxl.com.
Thank you.
If it wasn't for our sponsors, we wouldn't be doing the CES 2014 action. Dropcam is one of those sponsors. They have great prices available for cameras that you can put anywhere in your house. If I had a Dropcam, I could actually set it up in the living room and see what's going on. With the frigid temperatures that we had last week, I could have checked it on the house, made sure that the power was still going, or made sure that there wasn't any other problems, listened in if I could hear something, and go from there. So check it out. Go over and check out all the Dropcam models. Go over to tpn.tv/Dropcam. tpn.tv/Dropcam. Of course, it'll help our CES 2014 coverage. Thank you very much, Dropcam.